Even in a post-COVID world, the vast majority of Canadians support mandated vaccines for children. Now, I want to make this very clear. This is not talking about support for things like the COVID vaccine or the flu vaccine being mandatory. It's talking about the vaccines that have pretty much been mandatory for my entire life in Canada. And there's actually been an increase in support for mandatory vaccines since the measles outbreak. It's almost like for some people, they don't realize how important public health is until our public health starts to be affected. And listen, I'm trying not to be sarcastic with this, but that is a natural human response. A lot of people don't see why something is important until we find out that we need it. It's like insurance. People are like, oh, why do I pay for insurance? But then when you have it, it's awesome because it takes care of things, except for, in my case, when my house insurance didn't cover the leak in my roof because it said it was a builder error and that wasn't covered under my insurance policy. I am still mad about that. But yeah, even where this is the lowest in Canada, in Alberta, it's still at 60% support, and that's up from 48% last year. Because once again, when people see the impact of not having mandatory vaccines, and when people see the impact of not having proper public health, they can understand why it's important that we focus on it. And I've seen the conversation in Ontario a lot about how we have these mandatory vaccines, but we don't really do much to actually make them mandatory. Like if kids don't have the vaccines in Ontario, they get suspended for, I think it's like 20 or 30 days. And then when that's up, they're allowed back at school. In theory, they should not be allowed back at school until they get the vaccines, but also we can't withhold an education from kids. So the question then becomes, what do we do in these scenarios? Like, I understand that some people have medical exemptions and some people have religious exemptions. I'm not talking about those, and I know that a lot of people think that those shouldn't exist, the religious ones, but I'm not going to argue against that, specifically because it's such a small number of people who get those. And we can reach herd immunity without infringing on people's religious beliefs. But should we have a more stringent and a more strict vaccine policy in schools? Because I feel like the answer is yes, but I also don't know to what degree it should be implemented. At the end of the day, all kids deserve an education, but we have to weigh the risks. I have a newborn who cannot get the measles vaccine yet. And if there is a measles outbreak where I live, there is nothing that I can do to keep my kids safe. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below and hit the like and follow button if you want to stay updated on stories like this.